The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the participants and do not reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
BronxNet. Your voice, your views, your vision.
And hello and welcome to Open, the one and only talk show that brings the best of the Bronx, New York, and the world right to you. I'm your host, Darren Jaime, and here's a look at what is coming up for you today. We'll tell you about a medical and eye exam outreach that's happening in the Hunts Point section of the Bronx. And guess what? It's free. And we'll introduce you to the mind behind a new off-Broadway production, and they're here to tell us about Minesweep. We'll get them to you in a few seconds. And the Nevermore store will be here to talk about their upcoming events for Halloween and some tips. The November 6th general election is also around the corner, and we'll be discussing that right on the show. But this week, we'll take time to talk to a very special guest. And the Mayor's Alliance for New York City Animals is here to talk about the dangers that befall certain animals during the holidays. So we encourage you to stick around because all this and much more is heading your way. Right now, we're officially open. Bronxites to another edition of Open. Today is Wednesday, October 24th, 2012. I'm your host, Darren Jaime. Open is the show that's bringing you the inside scoop on all things local and all the best in worldwide news. We're live, and we want to remind you also that you can give us a call during today's show at 718-960-7241. If you wish, you could also send us an email to open@bronxnet.org with questions, comments, and concerns you might have on the show. We're also on the social networking sites, and you can find us on Facebook or Twitter, or watch straight from your computer on the website at www.bronxnet.org. Well, moving right into the show, we're pleased to be joined by Jane Hoffman. She's from the Mayor's Alliance for New York City's Animals, and she's here to tell us about the organization's 10th anniversary, as well as some of the things that we can do to help out our furry friends over the holidays. And Jane, good to have you.
Nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
Good. The holidays are a very special time, and
Absolutely.
It's also a time for awareness for you guys.
Right.
Give us a little bit about your organization.
Well, the Mayor's Alliance is a private, not-for-profit. We work with the city. We've been doing so for 10 years, obviously. And our mission is basically to stop the killing of cats and dogs in our New York City shelters simply because we don't have homes for them. Mm-hmm. And we've been very successful at that by working as a coalition of over 200 animal rescue groups and shelters, from the ASPCA down to your local Bronx rescue groups. And we've reduced that from, unfortunately, in 2002, before we started, we were killing 74 out of every 100 cats and dogs that went into animal care and control. By the end of last year, we had dropped that to 30, and we're aiming at dropping that to 25 by the end of the year.
Now, these numbers are specifically not for health reasons. They're not like not healthy animals. These are just animals that don't have homes.
Basically, yes. I mean, what we did is we've created, animal care and control is where, by law, anyone can bring a pet. And I urge people, if you have to give up your pet for a reason, and we can, help you keep your pet if it's a specific reason you're giving it up. But if you really have to because of some life change, we really urge you to take them to Animal Care and Control of New York City, because they do have the best chance there to find a new home, to get transferred to one of these member rescue groups that will then try to find them a home as well. So one thing people can do is please don't just abandon your pets in the street. It's not safe, it's not good for them, and frankly it's actually against the law.
A lot of people are abandoning their pets in the street. Why? Is there any particular reason why?
Well, I mean, I think it's part of the general, economic climate. People are losing their homes. But sometimes it's just a life change that was unexpected. Somebody died who was the primary caregiver of the animal, and, they feel that the family, for whatever reason, feel like they can't keep the animal. They might have a new child coming into the family, and actually, which is not true, they feel they can't have the pet and a new child. So there's many reasons. Some of them are irresponsible. They just decide they don't want the pet anymore, unfortunately. But some of them are for very good reasons.
Walk me down the street of a stray animal.
Right.
If I come across a stray animal
Right.
in the street, I just love the animals. What do I do? I mean, I'm a lover and I
Right.
see a stray. What do I do?
Right. Well, if you can safely approach the animal, I mean, if he clearly or she is happy to see you and are like, oh, thank God, somebody's going to get me off the street, taking the animal in, you can go on to the New York City Animal Care and Control website and file a lost or found pet, I should say, report. You can call 311 and get directions how to do that, but you can also just go on nycacc.org and click on services, click on lost and found, and file a report. And recently we helped reestablish the Lost and Found program at Animal Care and Control. The Mayor's Alliance did with the help of the ASPCA. So we're actually making matches and getting animals home. That's one of the happiest things that happen when we can return a pet to their owner. So if you find one, if you can take it into your home and hold it, that's a wonderful thing. File the report, and then somebody will be in contact with you to try to find that pet's owner. But if you can't, please take it to Animal Care and Control.
Do we see a lot of numbers in regards to lost animals? Because you always see the signs posted against a
Yeah,
tree,
I know,
posted walking down.
kills
And it breaks your heart, you know,
Right.
because somebody's actually, I was walking the other day and I saw somebody like running, looking for their lost dog. And
Right.
then 2 days later, seeing a sign up.
Right.
Are we seeing more numbers of lost animals?
You know, there's a lot of people who lose their animals. Sometimes you drop the leash. You know, sometimes they get startled, which is part of one of the holiday issues we have around 4th of July. A lot of pets get lost on 4th of July because of the noise. They're just scared, they run. But, you know, just your point about the flyers is a very good one. The most important thing is to get flyers up immediately and put them everywhere in your neighborhood. Veterinarians' offices, check with them. And the most important thing you can do is get your pet microchipped, which is just this tiny grain of rice size thing. It's injected into the neck. It's nothing worse than getting a vaccination. If the pet gets lost and it ends up in the shelter or a vet office, it can be scanned, just like a box of cereal, actually. No danger to the pet. And then that's reported back to the database that the chip is registered with. And I've seen pets go home within a couple of hours if that happens, because you call the database, they contact you. And licensing your dogs, it's the law again. It's not very expensive, and it's the dog's best way home. But cats, we don't license now, so microchipping and licensing. And we do low-cost microchipping a lot. You can look on our website.
Coming into Halloween, and
Right.
you got Thanksgiving around the corner. You've got
Right.
Christmas right around the corner. I
Right.
can't believe it, first of all.
I know.
You know,
Where did
we just got
2012
out of summer,
go? I
didn't
know,
we?
exactly. It was just July.
I know, but now you have the holidays. Somebody might say, well, why does that pose a danger for animals
Right.
during the holiday season? And it does, but the question is why?
Well, I think you have people coming in, some strange people and maybe they're strange in and of themselves, coming into your home, and doors opening and closing, they get frightened, they run out, people sort of forget about the pet a little bit. Holidays are happy times, and we're not saying don't bring a pet into your home during the holidays, but you need to be just a little bit more careful. There's more noise, there's more tumult. Just something the pet's not really used to. Open doors, gets out. Again, microchip license, gives them a
yes.
better chance to get home.
Big advocate there.
Yeah.
Now, what's the cost usually when you talk about microchipping? Are we talking about a large cost?
No, we're not. When we do it at our clinics and our festivals, like we were just down in Central Park, my dog loves Central Park. We were doing it for $25. You can have it done in a vet office. It's a little more expensive, but they also do it at Petco at their clinics very inexpensively. Probably in the range of $25, and it's a lifesaver for your dog or cat.
It's almost a question of why is it that mandatory? You talk about licensing now. Why would you not
Right.
make something like
Right.
that mandatory, given the fact that
Right.
so many people are losing animals?
Well, see, that's the beauty of it. If you adopt from Animal Care and Control of New York City, that animal comes spayed and neutered, which I'd like to talk a little bit about too, spayed and neutered, vaccinated, and microchipped. So you have an animal that's ready to roll. And if you adopt from any of the other organizations on our website, members of our, of the Alliance, same thing.
Well, let me let you talk about that spade neuter thing.
Yeah, that is the single most important thing anybody can do in the community to help us stem the killing of cats and dogs, simply because we don't have homes for them. And there's kind of no reason in New York City now not to do that, because the ASPCA runs 5 mobile spay-neuter clinics, vans that come into the neighborhood every day. 7 days a week, practically every day of the year. If you're on public assistance, it's free. If it's a pit bull mix, or a large breed dog, free. And that comes with a rabies, other vaccinations. It's the deal of a lifetime here.
But a lot of people don't know that.
A lot of people don't know that. So go to aspca.org. And, for the health of your dog, for the health of the neighborhood's dogs, it's the best possible thing you can do. We don't need any more puppies right now. We don't need any more kittens. We have enough. We'll worry about it a little further down the road if we think we're running out. But right now, people in the Bronx should go on to aspca.org, look at when the van's going to be in your neighborhood. If you're on public assistance, free. If you're not, it's like $125 for microchipping, vaccination, including rabies and spay-neuter. And really, it's not about you. They don't care about not reproducing.
Right.
Trust me.
I gather. Before we leave, give a little bit more information for people who want to find out more about you guys and what you have to offer.
Well, we're at www.animalalliancenyc.org. We have a website that's full of information, and I'd also like people in the Bronx, there's a large stray cat population. Check out our Feral Cat Initiative website when you get on there. We do a lot of trap, neuter, return. It's great to stabilize the cat populations that are outside, eliminates nuisance behaviors, and it's great for the animals.
What are some of the biggest challenges we have here in the borough of the Bronx?
Well, the biggest challenge is you don't have a shelter. A full-service shelter. You do have a receiving center, which is supposed to be expanding their hours eventually to 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, just like the full-service shelters in the 3 boroughs that do have them. But the biggest challenge is getting your pets spayed and neutered and getting them vaccinated, because we see more dog disease that could be eliminated. Just like vaccinating your children, you should be vaccinating your pets. And there's enough free and low-cost vaccination and spay-neuter available. We really, really implore people to do that.
Jane Hoffman, thank you so much for coming to share with us.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
All righty. Well, guess what? If you want more information on the Mayor's Alliance for New York City Animals, you can check out animalalliancenyc.org, and you can get all the information you need there. Don't go anywhere, because there's going to be more open coming up after this. Stay with us.
Here at the Jeffersons, we are celebrating the New York Comic Con. Here, comic book fans, anime fans, and more are here to join in the festivities. Let's take a look.
I am in envy of those who built their own costumes.
I'm Batpool. It's a mixture of Deadpool and Batman.
I am Wonder Woman, but in World War II era, so I've got like paratrooper things, just like the air pilot jacket.
We're dressed up as characters from the Neverending Story. Falcor, Atreyu, Childlike Empress, and nothing.
Come on. You know you want it.
The Bronx Heroes Comic Con is about fostering new generations of comic readers, like this young man here showing me his artwork. We're here to encourage people, give them guidance, send them in the right direction to basically become professionals.
Working for myself was incredibly liberating because I got to write and draw whatever I wanted to write and draw. That features a character called Black Power, which is actually Muhammad Ali, a fictional version of Muhammad Ali if he was a costume superhero.
I don't look that good. I wish I looked as good as the animated me.
Oh, Artist Alley. I've met so many of my favorite artists here.
We want people to subscribe because that's how we get our money. All the artists, all the creators working on this are doing it with no money up front. Even though they're some of the best names in the business, they're doing it with no money up front because they believe in this new kind of concept. But we need supporters.
Hey, how's it going?
Sir, are you okay?
What? Oh, this? It's probably nothing. I'm sure it'll go away.
Go away? But, sir, that can't be good.
No, it's cool. Really.
Do you want a napkin or something?
Everything's fine. Thanks.
You wouldn't ignore this. So why ignore the signs of a stroke? At the first warning signs, call 911 immediately. Because time lost is brain lost.
And welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Darren Jaime. The Nevermore store reopened in September as a way of giving the metal community a voice in the Bronx. And with Halloween just around the corner, yes, it is around the corner. Get ready, get ready, get ready, because they're getting ready. They're getting ready for one of the biggest times of the year. And we now have on set Raven Cardona, and we welcome you to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Good to have you. So, as we said, this is the busiest time of the year for those in the metal community and for business as well. I know it's got to be pretty big for you. And so give us a little bit about the Nevermore store and your connection to the metal community.
The Nevermore store is one-stop shopping for metalheads. And we carry everything from men, women, children, and I've been around since 2007. And we actually do local shows. I book bands too, and we do a huge festival every year in August.
What is big in the metal community during this time of year?
Cosplay. A lot of people like to dress up for Halloween, but not the traditional stuff that you get at the other stores. They love to dress up in cosplay. Comic-Con just came around, and they dress up in cosplay all the time, so we cater to that too.
So you have your store, and so you said you reopened in September. For what do you get? You got some things here. Let's talk about what you have here. Walk me through some of this. Well, I'm not a metal person, but I know somebody else might be, or somebody wants to know about it. So just give us a walkthrough.
Well, it's a little bit of stuff. We have a lot. Like I said, it's one-stop shopping, so we have everything. But these are like, for example, some band shirts right here, like Ice Earth for the men. We have for the women, which are really cute. A lot of them like the fairy stuff. And we even have for your babies. So if you have, little metal babies. And then we carry stuff such as belts, like the Slipknot belt, and we have like this Misfits belt buckle, and I'm actually helping sponsoring one of my friends which is doing the breast cancer walk. So Cyberdoll is hair pieces and clips that I make, like the one I'm wearing, and these breast cancer hair clips I made to raise money for her for breast cancer awareness. So we have like a variety.
So the big items during this time of year, what are they?
The big items during this time is the clothing that we sell there, because a lot of people want to have that rocker look or a little edgy look. So they come and they pick up the t-shirts, the skirts, they pick up a lot of the hair pieces, and they go from there.
So where's your store located for people who've never been there before, the Nevermore store?
1014A Westchester Avenue, 205 train to Simpson, right downstairs inside the music store.
How big is metal in the Bronx?
It's actually big, believe it or not. I know it's the birthplace of hip hop, but metal is following, because we've been around forever. They used to have stores in the Village. It's not so much anymore, so I'm just trying to bring it back, and I'm trying to bring it to the Bronx, because we do have a metal scene here.
And a lot of people traveling to the Bronx for metal?
Yes, especially when I do the festival and I do the shows, because I book local bands. And like I said, in August we do a huge festival with the hot dog eating contest. You can bring your family, you can actually bring your kids. It's all ages shows. Come by, check out some metal, and eat some food.
How many people, how many hot dogs are being consumed in this hot dog?
Oh, quite a few, 100, about 100. It's usually whoever can finish first. That's how we do it. And I usually have like 10 people come in, and they have to eat like 10 hot dogs each. It's cool.
10 people, 10 hot dogs. I might be able to get in that competition.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That's cool.
That would be cool.
And then I could do that, because I watch Kobayashi, and you know that guy, he does like 70, and you know Joey Chestnut, but I might be able to get 10 in there. So
okay.
Invite me. Let me see what I can do.
Definitely.
And I'll make sure I clean myself up real quick before we do that. So when you look at metal, What are some of the favorite artists that people are really catering to these days?
Well, Metallica, classic.
Yeah.
Judas Priest, of course. Disturbed is one of my favorites. So you have a lot of bands in different genres. People like Linkin Park. You have all aspects from punk rock to hard rock, heavy metal. You got death and black metal. It's a lot. So I try to cater to all genres.
How hard is that?
It's a little hard because most of them don't get along. But the store is about one-stop shopping for all aspects of metal. So I cater from the classic to the new metal. So.
And you talked about the different aspects of metal, because for a novice or somebody who might not be so familiar with heavy metal, they think it's just one type of metal.
It's not. It really isn't. No, there's a lot.
So which one's your favorite?
Well, like I said, I love Disturbed. I like some of the new metal, but I'm 35 years old, so I like all the classics.
You're old school.
I'm old school. I like the old school stuff, but I love the new school stuff too. My daughter keeps me up with that. So.
But the old school is good.
Of course.
So your daughter's now she's heavy into the metal.
Yeah, she's into a lot of things. That's one of them. Yeah, Disturbed and Nickelback and stuff like that's her favorite band.
I guess that's got to give you a little bit of an inspiration to kind of like get that younger generation in there. Does she help you to keep pulse with what's going on in the younger generation?
She does, but I'm more into it than she is. She does. She does.
And I see high school. High school is big when it comes to to metal. As a matter of fact, I've been to a couple of high schools, and they've had Metal Day, where they've actually had everybody dresses up metal and do stuff like that. Are you finding that metal is like particularly amongst young people in the teenage generation that's really becoming more prevalent?
Yes, I see a lot of people that aren't even into metal dressing up like us, wearing the spiked collars and the spiked chains and all that. So yeah, it gets a little confusing. It's almost going back to like the 80s where everyone had like this rock look, but not necessarily into rock. You had the pop and the rock kind of dressing the same, as kind of going back there. So yeah.
Do you have a favorite kind of way that you want to dress when it's when you're representing metal? Is there some certain things that you just you got to have that look?
Well, you definitely, the classic spike collar and the spike bracelets, that's classic. Ripped jeans if you're old school metal with the bandana. If you're new school metal, they like to wear a lot of the patent leather, and they like to wear like the cyber locks like I wear. I have these, and the horsehair and the makeup, and some of them like ravers with the candy colors, pink and purple, because now we're colorful. It used to be all black, now we wear different colors too. So.
And so you're giving a lot of exposure to the metal world.
I'm trying, yeah.
Yeah, and the metal world is coming this way. What is going on in regards to shows and things like that in the Bronx? Because sometimes we don't hear a lot about what's happening metal wise. Are there a lot of shows?
There are actually. Most of the shows that I do it at the community center called The Point, which is on Hunts Point Avenue.
Oh yeah, we know The Point.
Yeah. So I always do my shows there. There's shows everywhere in the city, bars, local bars. They do shows 21 and over. I try to just stick to all ages shows so everyone can come and have a good time. So local bands come and represent, and they play their music, and yeah, I mix it up. I try to mix it up.
Well, before we leave, if you want somebody to know a little bit more about Nevermore, what do you want them to know?
The Nevermore store is one-stop shopping for metalheads. It's awesome. We don't discriminate against anyone, so you don't necessarily have to be into heavy metal to come to the store and shop.
Okay, so we want to make sure that you come on out and check out the Nevermore store. So you reopened in September.
I did, yes.
And how do you feel about that?
Oh, it went great, right? Yeah. Last weekend, I just did a promotion for Cyberdaw, and I DJ'd there, and everyone came. There's a video on YouTube. Everyone was dancing outside, acting a fool. It was awesome.
Are you what do you be inspired to do next?
Oh, I'm always inspired to do something. Never know with me. So, I mean, I'm going to come out with a Cyberdaw clothing line for plus size, men and women. So, that's going to be next year.
All right. Well, we'll be looking out for you. Raven Cardona, thank you so much from the Nevermore store. And we want to let you know it's also online and accessible from your computer. All you got to do is go to www.thenevermorestore.com and get into the metal game. All right. Well, after the break, we'll be discussing the 2012 election. Stay with us. We're coming right back right after this.
Along with weight loss, it's one of the many ways to fight osteoarthritis pain. For more information on managing pain, go to fightarthritispain.org.
Hands can do incredible things. Now they can even help save a life with hands-only CPR. If you see an adult suddenly collapse, just call 911, then push hard and fast in the center of the chest until help arrives. Learn more at handsonlycpr.org.
We can all be energy savers. It's easy. Turn off lights. Use energy-saving light bulbs. And turn off electronics and appliances when not in use. Make a change and we can really fly. Learn more at energy.gov/kids.
Sir, are you okay?
Everything's fine. Thanks.
You wouldn't ignore this, so why ignore the signs of a stroke? Call 911 immediately, because time lost is brain lost.
G-Morning, sunshine. Wakey, wakey. You up? What'd you dream about? Me? JK. Text me back. I'll keep texting till you wake up. Are your parents home later? Is this something I did? Exclamation point, we're in a huge fight right now. This isn't a joke. Hello? Text me.
Megan, you're a tramp. Ryan Fitch told me you guys made out. Everybody knows. He says you're the most desperate girl he knows, besides your mom. How many boyfriends does she have anyway? Lots? That zit is huge. Zit face. Ugly.
Did you find the flashlight and the batteries?
Yes.
Did you make sure we're not missing anything in the first aid kit?
Yup.
Did you go through the plan with the kids again?
Yes. The more you prepare today, the more you'll be able to reduce the devastating effects of a tornado, an earthquake, a power outage, or any other disaster.
Mom? I'm not gonna go to college.
What are you saying? You've got to go to college.
Well, they offered me a job, and...
Son, college is much more important.
No.
Yes.
No, Mom.
Yes.
Anyways, it's my decision.
Okay, well then decide what degree you're going to get because you will go to college.
Their tomorrow depends on your words today. The Hispanic Scholarship Fund has the information you need to help your kids go to college.
I remember how much you said you liked wine.
Oh.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of siblings in foster care who'll take you just as you are.
So here are the keys. Congratulations, it's officially yours. I'm sure you'll have many happy years here. Except for you, because you'll be gone 3 years from now, struck down by the same disease that got your father. So you won't be around for them. And sadly, it could have been detected early with a simple test, but you didn't have it. Okay, who wants to check out the backyard?
For a list of tests every man should have, go to ahrq.gov.
This is so cool, Dad. Awesome. This is so cool, Dad.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of siblings in foster care who'll take you just as you are.
And welcome back here to Open. We still have more of the show to go, but please remember, if you do not have an opportunity to catch us get us on the social networking sites and comment on some of the past episodes of Open. You can catch us on Open on the Facebook site, and then, of course, Open BronxNet TV on Twitter. Well, with the 2012 presidential debates now complete out of Boca Raton, Hofstra, and Denver, now the sights are getting set to the general election in less than 2 weeks away, and America will have an opportunity to vote for President of the United States in the year 2012. Will President Barack Obama continue as the incumbent, or will Governor Mitt Romney be the new President of the United States? That will turn to the fate of voters all across America on November the 6th. But the question is, how are things playing out right here in the borough of the Bronx? We're pleased to be joined by Assemblywoman Vanessa Gibson of the 77th Assembly District here in the borough of the Bronx. And Assemblywoman Gibson, thank you so much for joining us here on Open. Assemblywoman, are you there? Okay, we're having a little technical challenge with the Assemblywoman. We're going to look to bring her on back in set in just a few seconds. Let's do this. We'll take a quick break, come back, see if we can get the Assemblywoman. If we don't have the Assemblywoman, we will move on with our show, but she'll be back. Don't worry.
Did you know that getting up and getting active for just 60 minutes a day is all it takes to help you get stronger, look better, and feel great?
Or that fresh fruits and veggies aren't just healthier and crunchier, they can taste better too?
Eating better and getting more active is easier than you think.
Yeah! Keep watching for some fun and easy ways to discover the magic of healthy living in your life.
America.
Let's get healthy together!
Up, college is hard. Down, those books are heavy.
My sport is football, but my passion is education.
Right up here.
So every year I take promising high schoolers on a college tour
Lights there, darts there.
to show them that higher education means a brighter future.
My name is Nnamdi Asamoah. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Find out how you can live United for education. Give, advocate, volunteer. Go to liveunited.org.
Do you wear this?
There is also a very attractive extended warranty option that includes free service and parts for the next 5 years. But there's no need for you to get that. You failed to get the test you needed at the doctor that would have detected disease early enough where it could have been treated. So you won't be around in 2 years to see him grow up, which means the warranty would be useless. Okay, sign here, please.
For a list of tests every man should have, go to ahrq.gov.
Welcome home, man.
Coming home can be hard if you're a veteran of Iraq or Afghanistan. You may feel like you're all alone. But you're not alone. At IAVA.org, your fellow vets are all around you. Join our free online community, get the resources you need, and connect to other vets who know where you're coming from. IAVA.org. We've got your back.
Hey, how's it going?
Sir, are you okay?
Oh, this? It's probably nothing. I'm sure it'll go away.
Go away? But, sir, that can't be good.
No, it's cool. Really.
Do you want a napkin or something?
Everything's fine. Thanks.
You wouldn't ignore this. So why ignore the signs of a stroke? At the first warning signs, call 911 immediately. Because time lost is brain lost.
Along with weight loss, it's one of the many ways to fight osteoarthritis pain. For more information on managing pain, go to fightarthritispain.org.
Minesweep is a new off-Broadway production aimed at breaking stereotypes about mental illnesses and women in love. And we have the director, co-writer, as well as the actresses on the set to share more with us. We're pleased to meet Fiona, Crystal, Nandini, and Carolina. Am I correct?
Fionia.
All right. We'll say it again.
Fionia.
Fionia. Thank you so much for being with us. So, for people who don't know about Minesweep, I gave a little bit of an introduction to it, but give us more detail.
Well, Minesweep is the play of itself. It's about a girl named Lola, which is played by Carolina, and she's suffering from a mental disorder, and she doesn't know what's going on in her life. She's going through a self-destructive path. She finds like different things in her apartment that she doesn't know about, so she decides to seek help, and that's when she's diagnosed with dissociative identity disorder, which is formerly known as multiple personality disorder. Right.
Kind of like schizophrenia.
No.
Different. Okay.
Schizophrenia is a mental disease. Dissociative disorder is a mental disorder. You're born with schizophrenia. Dissociative identity disorder you develop after something traumatic that happened in your life. It's like a coping mechanism. Alter egos that you develop as a coping mechanism. Right.
So, Crystal, give us a little bit about the impetus for why you wanted to do this.
Well, this play came about because, well, the term as well, Minesweep, means it's a method of clearing the mind. And Fionia and I, Fionia directed a lot of projects, and most of the projects that she has done have dealt with women and issues and bringing about awareness. And, you know, her and I, and we have another writer, Lisa Turner, we sat down and we were talking about different disorders, and we thought that this one was very interesting. And, you know, a lot of people aren't familiar with it. A lot of people don't know that they do suffer from this. So we wanted to bring awareness regarding that disorder.
Nandini, you're an actress in it. You walk us through this.
Yes.
So give us about your character and how you get into character here.
All right. So, well, my character for Minesweep, her name is Jasmine. She's one of Lola's alter egos. She's probably the most destructive alter ego. I'm the antagonist of the show, so I'm pretty evil.
You evil? No.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, to prepare for this role, we do a lot of exercises where we always talk in the first person as if once we're in rehearsal, we are the person. So instead of saying, oh, I think my character does this or my character does that, it's I'm doing this because I'm Jasmine, and we kind of stay with it throughout the whole rehearsal. So that kind of helps us strengthen and fortify this play and make it like really true to ourselves. Other than that, learning lines like any other play. There's dancing and singing in this, so we are incorporating a lot of theatrical entities, and yeah, so.
So, Carolina, as an actress in this, what do you want people to take away from this performance? What do you want people to take away from Minesweep?
Aside from the awareness, I also want them to take away from this, because every character is very unique, so they all go through something that everyone can relate to. So I want, most of all, connection, even if it's just for one monologue, for them to sort of just sit there and just make a connection and sort of reflect on their own personal lives, and that they can feel that is a very personal moment between that actor and them.
So people who want to check out Mindsweep, they have the opportunity to go downtown and check it out?
Yes, it's going to be at the Producers Club, which is 358 West 44th Street, New York, New York. They can also purchase tickets at eventbrite.com and just type in Mindsweep. So it's event and Bright is BRITE. So it's one word, eventbrite.com. Yeah.
And we have 2 show dates, November 2nd and 3rd.
Right.
The 2nd is at 5 and 8 p.m. And the 3rd we have a 2, 6, and 8 p.m. show. No, I'm sorry, 2, 5.
November 2nd, it's
6 and 8.
6 and 8 p.m.
Yes.
And then on the 3rd is a 2, 5, and 8 p.m. show.
Okay.
And the standby show at 9 o'clock, but don't disregard that. That's a maybe.
That's a maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. How long have you guys been working on this?
We started working on this, I would say,
End of September.
Well, the rehearsal-wise, we've been working on it since end of September.
The summertime.
Writing since like July. We've been working on writing and developing this story since July.
When you talk about stereotypes with mental disease, obviously there are a lot of stereotypes that people have about mental disease and mental illness. As a matter of fact, October is Mental Illness Month. Give us a little bit about what you guys learned out of this, because obviously there had to be some learning experience in this and studying and preparing.
Right. Well, I was a psychology major before I decided that this is not for me, and I decided to be a theater major. But what I learned, what I thought multiple personality disorder was before, was just people like hearing voices and going crazy, but it's really not like that. What happens to the person is that they develop different people that helps them cope with daily life. Like they have a writer in their mind that helps them with their career choice. They have like a little girl who helps them be nice and guts until, you know what I'm saying? They have different people that cope with them. It's always like the one bad one, which Jasmine is playing, like we said, but that's what I learned. Like, it's not like what the movies show, what Hollywood shows, like she's hearing voices, she's screaming around. It's not that. It's just that what happens is they black out, become this personality, and then they come back in. They go in and out of personality. So that's what I learned. That's the main thing I learned about that.
Anybody else?
What was the question?
What did you learn out of all this? When you were studying, what did you get out of mental illness? What did you learn about mental disease and the whole time?
Well, I have a mental disorder called BPD, borderline personality disorder. So when I read about this play and like Fionia told me about it, I could relate a lot to it, because borderline personality disorder is almost a stepping, like it's not the same, but at the same time it has similar symptoms. It has like people that tend to have multiple personality disorder, dissociative disorder, are very impulsive, whether it's sexually, cutting, burning, all of that stuff. And so that kind of overlaps on disorders, and sometimes that overlaps further on to schizophrenia and many other disorders like identity disorder. And so I feel like it became like it was easy to research about it because I knew a lot about mental illness and how they overlap. So that's
well, Mindsweep, we want to tell you, as you said, Friday, November 2nd, there's a show at 6 and 8 p.m. Saturday, November 3rd, 2, 5, and 8 p.m. Tickets are $20, so you can go ahead and get it over there. You said Eventbrite?
Eventbrite.com, right?
And you can be able to get your tickets over there. Now, when we talk about the cast, are we just what else? Who are we missing here?
We're missing 4 more personalities.
4 more personalities.
Right.
Multiple personalities.
Multiple personalities, right.
Wow.
We're missing 4 more. They're really great. I love working with the girls. I don't know, I love my girls. I love my cast. The 3 of them have been my friends for a very long time. We worked on numerous amount of projects before. So, and they would have loved to come here, but, you know.
Schedules didn't permit.
I
understand. After this, what's your mind on next? Do you guys say, okay, I want to do something else now? What's next?
Oh, I always have a project to do. As a director, amount of projects. So I kind of want to do a short film, and I'm also trying to go to Africa, Sierra Leone. That's where I'm from, which I will be doing in December, and I'm going to try to develop their entertainment industry.
Really?
All right, so I'm going to try to get a job down there and work.
Carolina, so after this, what do you see yourself doing?
More projects.
Yeah.
Well, I'm in the talks with other actors right now for future projects. Don't want to talk too much about it if it hasn't fully developed. And also writing for myself and hopefully working with more actresses from here that I've networked with, as well with, of course, them. Because I've worked with them several projects, but writing.
Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for coming and sharing with us. Best wishes, as we said, it'll be November the 2nd and 3rd.
Right.
And so we encourage our viewers that if you want to have an opportunity, it'll only be performed to the ones who get to see this play. Now, more info, as we said, can be found at their Eventbrite page. And we want to again thank you guys for coming on the show.
Thank you.
All righty. Well, when we return, Real Life Church will be here to discuss their upcoming medical and eye exam outreach. We'll explain what that's all about when we come back.
Thank you.
Have you been here before?
Yes, so stunning.
Sir, are you okay?
Everything's fine. Thanks.
You wouldn't ignore this, so why ignore the signs of a stroke? Call 911 immediately, because time lost is brain lost.
G-Morning, sunshine. Wakey, wakey. You up? What'd you dream about? Me? JK. Text me back. I'll keep texting till you wake up. Are your parents home later? Is this something I did? Exclamation point, question mark? This isn't a joke. Hello? Text me.
How are you? Hey, Mom.
You know, girls, I used to cheer back in my day. Ready? Okay! Go team!
That was amazing.
Mom, that was amazing.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of siblings in foster care who'll take you just as you are.
Clean kitchen surfaces, utensils, and hands with soapy water. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
How are you? Hey, Mom.
You know, girls, I used to cheer back in my day. Ready? Okay! Go team!
That was amazing.
Mom, that was amazing.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of siblings in foster care who'll take you just as you are.
The magical thing about using energy wisely is that anyone can do it. Turn off lights. Use energy-saving light bulbs. And turn off computers and game systems when not in use. Make a change and we can really fly. Grab a grown-up and go online to energy.gov/kids.
Hey, how's it going?
Sir, are you okay?
What? Oh, this? It's probably nothing. I'm sure it'll go away.
Go away? But, sir, that can't be good.
No, it's cool. Really.
Do you want a napkin or something?
Everything's fine. Thanks.
You wouldn't ignore this, so why ignore the signs of a stroke? At the first warning signs, call 911 immediately, because time lost is brain lost.
Real Life Church in the Hunts Point section of the Bronx is dedicated to bringing the gospel to the people. Guess what? This weekend they'll be bringing health, as well as their free medical eye exam outreach event from the 25th to the 27th. We welcome now Pastor Reggie Stutzman to the show. And Pastor Stutzman, good to have you.
Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
Great. So you guys are not just taking the gospel out to the street, but you're also taking health and wellness.
Yeah, it's an incredible opportunity we're teaming up with Vision for Christ from Texas. They just found us online and flew up to New York and drove them around Hunts Point and said, let's do something for the community.
So they just saw you online?
That's it.
That's all it took?
That's all it took.
A little website and then...
Yep, and here we are. And we'll be offering free eye exams, free glasses, plus diabetes screening, high blood pressure screening. We'll have different things for kids, and then each night presenting the gospel right on the street to people in Hunts Point.
Now, this is how many years have you been doing this? Is this the first year you're doing this here?
This is the first year, but we've been doing a lot of different outreaches. In 2010, we started with a Thanksgiving event. We fed over 500 people, and then last year we fed over 750 people. So this has become an annual event as well on Thanksgiving Day. We do it at The Point, which is a community development center in Hunts Point, and we'll probably be feeding close to 1,000 people this year.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. What does this mean for the people in your congregation, the opportunity to take this out to the street, and at the same time just take it out to the street, but also to be able to provide that kind of outreach?
Yeah, you know, it's very important that we show our beliefs, and too many times people just stay in the church and they go to church on Sunday and come home and nobody even knows that they're even there. And so Real Life Church is there to show the gospel to people who are really in need. Hunts Point has a lot of issues, a lot of needs. And how much more of a church should come in and help the community rise up through all kinds of events. We've not only done Thanksgiving and this medical, but we've given out close to 1,000 backpacks in the last 2 years to kids and families in Hunts Point. So it's continually showing the gospel, and it's all about Christ motivating us why we do what we do.
So for people now, they'll have the opportunity to come out the 25th through the 27th. You got the eye exams going. We got some gospel music out there?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then actually Thursday night just begins with an opening service that we'll have at 6 p.m. on the corner of Monida and Lafayette. And then Friday morning we start at 9 a.m. and Saturday at 9 a.m. And we'll just go as long as the medical doctors and the team can help people. We're expecting a huge crowd. This has kind of gone viral. Everybody all over the city has heard about this. And we'll just see how long we can go and see how many people we can help. And then each night at 6 o'clock we'll have a evening service on the street.
What does it mean to you, I guess, per se, to have this group now that just finds you on the internet and all of a sudden now they want to partner with you from out of state? Were you a little leery at first?
Not at all, because when there's a kingdom mindset, in other words, there's, we're the body of Christ, wherever we're at. We could be in another country, another state. When our beliefs come together and we're all doing it for the same Lord and we're all doing it for the same purpose, and then you get to talk to people and feel their heart and they feel yours, and it just becomes such a compatible thing that we can work together. And it was just an incredible opportunity for us that you just can't pass up, that people they're actually driving up right now from Texas with all of their medical equipment and the stage and everything, and just driving up. They don't even really know us, but because we have connected through the body of Christ, it's going to be a tremendous day.
How do people feel about that, knowing that you've got help all the way from Texas?
How do people feel about that?
Yeah, your congregation.
Well, it's just another example of the body of Christ working together, and there's no diversity. There's diversity of ethnicities and backgrounds and so forth, but we're one body. We're one body of believers. So when we all come together, it's just an incredible thing. We need to do more of that in the city.
What does this message send to the people in the community? What is the message you want to send to the people in the community by this weekend's event?
Well, I want to send to the Hunts Point community and the Bronx in large that Real Life Church is here to show the gospel, to bring a difference, to show people that we're going to be a part of the solution for the community issues that are at hand. There's sex trafficking issues we want to get involved in. There's the notorious prostitution and gangs and drugs. And why can't the church be a part of these issues and bring solution and bring help? And so I want to show that there's a God who cares about your needs, and there's a church, there's a body of people who care about what you're going through on a day-to-day basis.
So where is Real Life Church located again?
Well, We need a building.
Okay.
So if any of the viewers are seeing this, and I got a building in Hunts Point, but we're using the Hunts Point Rec Center right now that's located on Menina Street for our Sunday services every Sunday at 11 a.m. And then we have a midweek service at another church on Hunts Point Avenue. So it's kind of hard because we don't have our own building, but I believe in the church on the street, and so that's what we're doing.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So if you're out here and you're listening and you want to take part and help out, how do people help out?
Well, they can go online to reallifechurchnyc.com, or they can call me at 718-644-8523, and we need all kinds of donations as well. Eyeglasses, we'll take financial help as well, and then if anybody has a building, we'll take that too.
Really? Okay, there you go. You're seeing the website right there where Real Life Church is, and you can see October 25th, 26th, 27th. They've got the eye exams, they've got glasses, they've got all kinds of things that can really actually bless your life. So make sure you go out there and check it out and support Real Life Church. And Pastor Reggie Stutzman, thank you so much for coming and sharing with us.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
All righty. And so the group from Texas, drive safe. All right.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, we're about out of time, but we want to let you know before we leave, for more information on the event or for Real Life Church itself, make sure, as Pastor Stutzman says, go to reallifechurchnyc.com. You'll be able to find out more about that. And that about wraps it up for today's show. We hope that you enjoyed it. Now, remember, if you want to, you can find us on social media. There you can share your thoughts about the episode. You can let us know what you think. If there's something you want to see on the show, guess what? All you got to do is hit us up. And if you hit us up, we might answer you back. Truth is, we'll answer you back. All you got to do is hit us up. We encourage you to have an amazing week. Don't forget, most of all, to keep your heart, your mind, and this channel wide open. Until the next time we meet, Darren Jaime saying stay safe and see you soon.
This is so cool, Dad. Awesome. This is so cool, Dad.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of siblings in foster care who'll take you just as you are.
Did you know that getting up and getting active for just 60 minutes a day is all it takes to help you get stronger, look better, and feel great?
Or that fresh fruits and veggies aren't just healthier and crunchier, they can taste better too?
Eating better and getting more active is easier than you think.
Yeah! Keep watching for some fun and easy ways to discover the magic of healthy living in your life.
America.
Let's get healthy together!
Up, college is hard. Down, those books are heavy. My sport is football, but my passion is education. So every year, I take promising high schoolers on a college tour to show them that higher education means a brighter future. My name is Nnamdi Asomugha.